Everybody, welcome to our new podcast.
Hello.
So we have a few doctors, Dr. Anmol Paudel, Dr. Deni Khadka, Dr. Prakash Khadka, to discuss about pre-operative evaluation about anesthesia. So we'll try to make the things easy and simplify the things. So let's start pre-operative evaluation, guys. So Dr. Khadka, Prakash Khadka. So we have one classification about this assessment of the airway. What is called, which is the called as American Anesthesia Association classification. What are the different classes of the American Anesthesia Association classification about the airway, Dr. Khadka? Can you just explain us in a very simplified way?
Okay, there are six grades of classification.
Yeah.
On ASA1, there is healthy and non-smoker.
Yeah.
And ASA2, there is without
Substantive
function limitation,
Yeah.
mild systemic disease
Yeah.
with controlled diabetes, hypertension,
Yeah.
and mild lung disease also.
Yeah.
On grade 3, we have substantive functional limitation,
Yeah.
patient with severe systemic disease.
Yeah.
On grade 4, we have patient with severe systemic disease that is constant threat to life.
Yeah.
On grade 5, we have moribund patient who is not expected to survive without the operation. And grade 6, we have brain dead patient for organ donation.
Okay.
Some confusion question they ask is if the person has BMI greater than 40, which class of ASA does it belongs to? Chaitanya, I like to ask question with this man, the smart guy.
Okay, so I would say it's ASA4, Dr. Saab.
Actually, you are wrong, my dear friend. Actually, when BMI is greater than 40, it falls under ASA3. Okay, that is called morbid obesity.
Yeah.
But when BMI is less than 40, that is ASA2. Okay, that is the main thing given in standard textbook.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about the difficulty intubation. So Dr. Deni Khadka, what do you understand by the difficult intubation?
Okay, thank you, Chaitanya. Difficult intubation means there is a airway related, we can say airway related, and cervical spine injury. There are in a primary assessment we do airway breathing circulation. For that, for airway we actually look and feel. Look here and feel. Look and feel. Look, observe and feel. There are three techniques. For looking, we see the movement of chest. First of all, we have for any emergency patient, we have to open the clothes. We have to make exposure, adequate exposure. After exposure, for in a breathing only, we for a feel of breathe, we just see the movements
Of chest.
movement of chest. And for assessment, we have for airway assessment should be for airway assessment.
Some criteria like
There is a
you say.
Mallampati grading.
Mallampati grading,
So
So means if Mallampati grading is a higher, means it's a difficult airway you mean to say?
yes, higher means difficult.
Difficult
We
airway.
have
So other criteria like it's thyromental distance and neck circumference. Is there anything like neck circumference and thyromental distance, Dr. Khadka?
I'm not actually clear about the neck circumference, but the thyromental distance sounds very obvious. Because if it is increased, then it will be it will facilitate the easy intubation.
Means if like say if a thyromental distance is less than 6.5 centimeter, it is called as a difficult airway.
I would like to add some of the condition with defective. I mean to say difficult airways. When a patient has obstructive sleep apnea, he may have difficulty with airways. In the history of snoring, any patient with history of snoring and obesity is another risk factor. And facial deformities. some patient has facial deformities, cervical spondylitis. These are also the risk factor. Then other tumors like head and neck tumors. That will make the difficulty airway intubation. Rheumatic arthritis, they have a pathology in the cervical spine. They may also have difficulty airways. Down syndrome of child, it is very difficult to intubate Down syndrome children. They have lots of cervical symptoms and they have very small neck. Okay, that is scleroderma. Scleroderma is another condition with difficult airway. Okay, then some cervical spine surgeries. If a patient has undergone any surgery for like syringomyelia, Dandy-Walker syndrome, they may also have difficult airways. Malampatti only 1 and 2 is not difficult to intubate, but 3 and 4 is really difficult to intubate because in 4 you only see hard palate and in 3 you only see short palate. But in 1 and 2 it is not very difficult to intubate the patient. Chaitanya already told thyromental distance less than 6.5 mm is very difficult condition to intubate. Similarly, we also measure another thing that is called sternomental distance. That is less than 12.5 centimeter. That is again a risk factor for intubation. Again, people now measure the neck circumference. New concept arise in AIMS and PGING and JIPMER. These Indian people are so smart. They research for everything. They are now measuring the neck circumference. Suppose if I measure the neck circumference of Prakash, it seems to be like more than 7 inches. That is also another risk factor for difficult airways. These were the
all these discussion were pertaining to orotracheal intubation.
Orotracheal. Nasotracheal we are not talking now. This for orotracheal.
So one last thing is large tongue is also a difficult intubation. So let's talk more about the Mallampati classification. So Dr. Prakash Khadka, can you classify the Mallampati classification? How would you classify Mallampati? Grade 1, grade 2?
Thank you, Chaitanya. There are 4 grades of Mallampati classification. In class 1 we see short palate, fauces, uvula, pillars, all are visible. In class 2 we see short palate, fauces and portion of uvula. In class 3 we see short palate and base of uvula. In grade 4 we don't see short palate and we only see hard palate.
So thank you, Dr. Khadka. So let's, I would like to add one clinical vignettes about the pre-operative evaluation. So please kindly listen properly. This is a very good clinical condition. A patient underwent PCI with the stent placement 6 months ago. Is on the regular aspirin. Ever since. So he is posted for the emergency hernia surgery for strangulated hernia. You people like to continue the aspirin, or you people like to stop the aspirin?
Recent protocol says you don't need to stop the aspirin, rather you stop only warfarin for the pre-op patient. So I would like to continue aspirin to the patient.
Oh, good. Thank you, Dr. Paudel. So we have to continue the aspirin in a such a condition. So like clopidogrel, we have another drug called as clopidogrel. So does it need to continue, or it should stop before surgery, Dr. Khadka?
Yes, clopidogrel should be stopped prior to 1 week. We need to stop the before surgery.
So and about ticlopidine, Avaximab, epitifibatide.
We are talking about antiplatelet.
Antiplatelet.
Aspirin we continue.
Aspirin we continue.
Clopidogrel we are stopping 7 days before the operation.
Like ticlopidine we stop 14 days prior surgery. And Avaximab we stop 48 hours. And epitifibatide we stop 8 hours prior surgery.
Good, very good. That very good concept.
So some drugs, these are the safe and safely continue on the day of the surgery. So these are the like antithyroid drug that can be continue on the day of surgery. Some antihypertensive like ACE inhibitor, ARB inhibitor, and beta blocker also can continue. And some cardiac medication like digoxin can be continue. Other like asthmatic drugs, antidepressant, anxiolytics,
anti-epileptics and antipsychotics. Those shouldn't be missed.
And
corticosteroid
steroid, yeah, oral and inhalation steroid can be continued. I was surprised with this.
This is the MCQ.
Before
of
I read
the-
like
Steroid?
yes.
Steroid can be continued.
So oral and inhaled both form.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before it was sort of single dose missing.
yeah. So diuretics among the diuretics except the thiazides that can be continued. What is the reason, guys? Why thiazides should stop and others should be continue? Is there any Dr.
Thiazides, I think it is related to calcium homeostasis
And glucose homeostasis.
and glucose. The thiazide is glucogenic, diabetogenic, temporary high glycemic serum glycemia level is increased in case of thyroid. A simple thing.
Yeah.
And another thing is calcium homeostasis. Calcium will be
Hypocalcemia, it causes, you mean to say?
hyper.
Sorry.
As there is more excretion, that means hypercalcemia.
Yeah.
Thyroid induced.
Yeah.
And that is very bad practice actually.
I like to hear
People trying to start medication as thyroid for simple things like leg swelling. It is very same to see that kind of scenario.
Practice, yeah.
And some people start thiazides in those conditions, like even in pulmonary edema.
Yeah.
That's very bad practice. In chronic kidney disease with a pulmonary edema, thiazide won't come near its periphery to reduce it, because it is very high doses, and it is thiazide only is not practiced there.
Yeah.
Maybe loop
But
diabetes.
if you say like primary hypertension, is thiazide is the first drug of
Primary?
Yeah.
Thiazide in age group, you have to say age group also.
Yeah.
It is not practiced in elderly.
Yeah.
There is some combinations aspects.
But,
Thiazide in young first step, and in young patient and first step of starting the medication. Thiazide, hydrochlorothiazide is started along with
Some
As an anti-hypertensive we are talking.
yes.
No, it's a bit changed these days. What the thing is, actually ARBs and AC are the anti-hypertensive for younger age.
Yeah.
But thiazides are the anti-hypertensive for older age. Reason is thiazides causes
Thiazide can cause hyperglycemia.
Yeah. So they are not given in younger age. Yes, but I don't know the concept, but generally in practice that is done.
So okay, thank you, Dr. Powder and Dr. Khadka. So let's talk more about the oral hypoglycemic agent. So that can be also continue on the day of surgery, but sildenafil discontinued 24 hours prior to a surgery.
Phosphodiesterase
Inhibitor.
Four inhibitor.
4.
Is it 4 or 5? 5.
PD.
4 is dotaverine.
Yeah.
Sildenafil is 5.
Yeah. So
good.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the new clinical vignettes. A patient on the tablet of fluoxetine for depression for the past 2 months is posted for the elective surgery. So Dr. Khadka, what is your advice if a patient on the fluoxetine for a day of surgery?
On patient on antipsychotic, we always
I'm
continue.
antidepressant.
We always continue the drug.
So means you want to continue the fluoxetine. Okay, thank you, doctor. So let's talk about the pre-operative fasting recommendation for an infant. Dr. Dini Khadka, what is the pre-operative recommendation for an infant? Do you know about this recommendation? For solid, for breast milk, and for formula feeds, cow milks, and for solids. Is there?
I can recall this now.
Yeah.
This thing is you are concerned only with GI aspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you start with muscle relaxant, there is obvious concern that somebody might go into aspiration.
Yeah.
Due to loss of reflexes.
Loss of reflexes.
Yeah.
Again, there is a more detailed we can say in later discussion.
Yeah.
The minimal common sense is like for stomach to be empty, how much emptying time of stomach is pertaining to here.
Yeah.
Like for solid foods, the stomach will be time free. Let's say
Yeah.
in about 6 hours.
Yeah.
and for breast milk, that is liquid food, that is for it would be empty in 4 hours. And this is well correlated with that peristalsis and some more to motor complex. No? There is for small intestine it will transit time will be 8 hours. For large intestine transit time will be 12 hours. Let's say we are not concerned with those two anatomical sites. For stomach, the obvious concern is for GI aspiration. So we will wait for solid food 6 hours, for liquid food for 4 hours.
But thing is that breast milk is 4 hour. And what about this formula feeds and cow milk? That's a different. I thought. Dr. Khadka, can you add?
Breast milk and breast milk versus cow's milk or formula. Formula fed breast milk.
More children.
I'll go for proteins. Let's see proteins. If protein is high, I will make more transition time.
You need to say like formula feed and the cow milk contain more protein and it takes more time to emptying.
Yes.
So it takes we need take more 6 hours for fasting for the.
Is it about protein or carbohydrate? Actually,
Carbohydrate is very simple food. We are very adapted with carbohydrate actually, and protein has some.
Protein is more in breast milk. Immunoglobulins are there.
And it's lactose high carbohydrate also in the breast milk. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it is about protein, I think the reason is just opposite. More protein is present in breast milk than other milks.
Okay. So we'll,
let us find the reason.
Okay.
We can see later.
Okay. So, but for the if we are talking about more than 1 year old kid, so it's 8 hours for the solid and 2 hours for the clear fluid and 6 hours for the light milk or milk. Yeah. So, Dr. Khadka, do you like the herbal medicine? Do you use herbal medicine?
No, we should stop the herbal medicine.
No, but I'm talking about your habits. Do you
Yes,
believe
I
in
know.
the
Yes,
herbal
I
medicine?
know herbal medicine.
So,
But being a
I would like to wish to take
Yeah.
ashwagandha because it has lots of benefits.
okay,
Just
ashwagandha.
like insomnia, in tiredness, and also in sexual drive also.
Oh, nice. So, if for patient, if you find like patient has history of the using herbal medicine, how many week you need to stop that medicine before performing a surgery?
This herbal medication should stop 1 to 2 weeks prior surgery.
Okay.
Because we don't know about their side effect also,
Yeah.
benefit also. So it should be stopped prior surgery.
Okay. Thank you guys for the nice discussion. We'll talk more about the more about. But Dr. Paudel wants to add the more things about this preoperative evaluation. Dr. Paudel, please.
Actually, Danny's concept about the protein was seems to be correct because human milk contains high lacto-albumin whey protein. Casein is only 30 to 40%, whereas cow milk contains 80% of the casein. So more protein is in cow milk than human milk, which is again less in breast milk.
Okay. Thank you, Paudel. So on our next discussion, we'll talk more about the monitoring of the anesthesia. Thank you, everybody.
के अरे तर ऊ होइन र हिजो टिचिङमा सोधेको थिएँ नि म के